why you don't start things or why you don't finish things. One of the reasons that I have found from my own experience is that I judge myself too harshly and think that I'm not able to do what I'm doing, or I'm not doing a good enough job with whatever it is that I'm working on. I can give you an example. When I was younger, I used to dance, and they ended up putting me in a competition class. And competition is more advanced. And while I was in this class, all the girls were doing a specific dance move. And I realized that I could do the dance move, but I couldn't do it as well as everyone else. The dance move was required you to pretty much be able to have your legs more like in a split when you jump, and my legs just weren't as flexible yet because I hadn't been working on it as much as they have. And so I ended up, like, I loved dance, but I ended up feeling so bad about myself, about the fact that my split jump didn't look like everyone else's, that I ended up quitting. And I remember that feeling, like before I quit, the feeling of feeling so bad about myself, and it hurt in my chest to the point where it would make me cry. And when I think about that specific feeling and that experience that I had when I was younger, I recognize that I've also had these experiences throughout my life after that specific experience. And what I'm realizing is that, like I said before, we end up walking away from something or giving up on something. And maybe it's something that we genuinely enjoy doing. But because we put so much judgment and expectation, or we compare ourselves to other people, which also isn't fair because those girls in my dance class had been dancing a lot longer than me. So with more practice, then I would probably get to where they were at within their splits, right? Again, we walk away from things and we give up because of our lack of belief in ourselves and our constant criticizing of what we are doing instead of just enjoying what we're doing. It's different if you realize that you don't like, you're not getting anything out of what it is that you're doing. But it's different when you like what you're doing, but then you end up feeling bad about yourself because you're not producing something that you're expecting, or you're not as good as somebody else. And then you end up walking away from this. Versus enjoying the process of what you're doing, respecting where you're at, acknowledging that there are going to be some learning curves and growth that you'll need to go through in order to get better at whatever it is that you're doing. And at the same time, enjoying that whole process instead of judging yourself. Because when we walk away from things, one thing that we think that we're not good enough or we're not good at, but we enjoy, that one thing that we walk away from is going to be, we're going to end up walking away from another thing in the future that we also enjoy, but are judging ourselves harshly on because we're not as good as we want to be. And then you'll just end up spending the rest of your life being afraid of starting anything or running away from things that you're not already good at. And it's not even a matter of already good at. Say you like doing something, but whatever it is that you like cooking, you love cooking, but your cooking is not as good as like some, I don't know, famous chef or somebody, and you compare yourself to that person. If you like your food, right? And it doesn't matter if other people don't like your food. If you like your food and you enjoy what you're doing and you enjoy where you're at, be mindful not to listen to that voice that wants to compare you to somebody else. My whole point of talking about this is that many of us experience this discouragement in life. And what it has to do with is feeling bad about ourselves deep down. And feeling bad about ourselves doesn't allow us to experience life in an enjoyable way. And if we just learn to accept ourselves, where we are at, try to have fun with whatever it is that we're doing, then eventually through time, whether you get better or you don't, you're still enjoying yourself. This is what I am learning on my path, because I have come from a very judgmental and perfectionistic type energy, which isn't realistic long term, is what I've noticed. Because I end up just feeling like shit and not continuing to pursue something that I genuinely enjoy. Maybe what I've realized is that to change my mindset about what it is that I'm doing. Instead of judging myself and putting pressure on myself to produce and to perform, to just focus on, why is it that I like this, like what I'm doing? Well, because it makes me feel this way. This is why I'm doing it. And to focus on the why. Why are you doing it? How does it make you feel? I feel like we as a society are so focused on performance and competing and being the best. And while that all of those factors or layers of life have a place and should have some sort of balance, we should also focus on the present moment and just enjoying what it is that we're doing. Stop being so hard on yourself and just enjoy your day and enjoy what you're doing, because we all deserve to feel that innate nature that we have, that presence within us that just wants to be content and happy.